Good morning. I'm Jay Cleveland Payne, and I could have missed a Payne, but then I'd have to miss the dance. This is things you might not have heard for Friday, January 28th, 2022. That's today, this morning, as this is going out live over the Facebook and the YouTube. That means these are things that happened within the last 24 to 30 hours that you told us, you out there, the collective view of the world and the internet told us were conversational items that might not be the top headline news stories. We like to think of ourselves as not your main source of news, but more or less your news side piece. We know you go home to Anderson Cooper every night, but we know you're thinking about us as your head hits the pillow. What we do here for things you might not have heard is give you 5 stories of that batching that we had. And we let you tell us what's going on. We'll tell you exactly how you can help us pick those stories in just a bit. We'll give you 5 stories that you can go out there in the world, unless you are sheltering in place or, coronavirus quarantine. And you can talk about in great conversation. These are stories that don't always get as much love as we think they do, but they're actual news stories from actual news sources. At least most of them we're sure of anyway. Some of them are a little silly sometimes. Some of them are really, really sad, but we like to think these are things that you may have missed that you might need to know. And now that you know them, or we'll know them in a few moments, you'll be able to take them along as well. You can help keep this thing going along very easily. You can essentially just give me money to keep talking. You do that by going to the website buymeacoffee.com/JClevelandPayne. That's buymeacoffee.com/JClevelandPayne. And that's one of the ways you can support this show and support all the things I do under the More Better Media banner. They'll have more ways you can do that coming on. And the weird thing is, this evolved from a much longer, much more detailed news stories type of program. And because there's less news stories, there's more advertisements. We know you love advertisements. But let's get into what you really want to know about the news that happened in the last day or so. That's the most conversational that you said so, and then we helped cherry pick it to be the better stories. The first story we're talking about is Pittsburgh Steelers QB Ben Roethlisberger retires after 18 seasons. ESPN.com, our source for this one, and this was a no-brainer. Ben Roethlisberger has been having some issues publicly for years and physically for the last couple of years in his play. He was the first person to say when they made the playoffs this year, they had no reason to be in the playoffs. And the second person was his coach saying, we're just going to figure this thing out and go along with it. They obviously did not advance very well. The first weekend of super wild card weekend was bad because the expanded playoffs meant more players got to play, more money got made, and more bad football teams were in to muck the whole thing up. After 18 years, a couple of Super Bowls, a lot of love in Pittsburgh, and a lot of hate from feminists, Ben Roethlisberger is hanging up his cleats, taking off his helmet, and going to do something else. No real word on what he's going to do next. He's not exactly one of the people that they believe is prime for the commentary booth, although a lot of folks, quarterbacks specifically, have popped in there and have done very well. Surprisingly, we'll see what his next move is, but we do know his very next move is not planning for training camp for season 19. Ben Roethlisberger is done with the Pittsburgh Steelers, playing all his games, all his career with Pittsburgh. Second story to talk about, Huntsville Ice Cream to release 7 new flavors inspired by classic Little Debbie snacks. We got this from mlive.com, and this is a pretty cool one, no pun intended. But all the crazy nonsense that's been happening because, coronavirus, we need some love. We need something to bring up the temperature, even though it's ice cream. We need something to be happy about. How about Nutty Bars as an ice cream? Star Crunch as an ice cream? Oatmeal cream pie as an ice cream? Think about it. Coming soon, hopefully to your area, you will have Little Debbie snack ice creams in your freezer section. Right now, let me break for a second and talk about helping me out. And what helps me out is Zenni Optical. Zenni Optical helped me get these pair of glasses and 2 others like them for a very low price because I tend to lose them a lot. Zenni Optical offers frames that are as low as $9.95 with great customer service and all that good stuff. But hear me out now. They don't just offer cheap glasses. They offer great glasses, quality glasses with all the features that you're looking for. You want them to go from light to dark when you go outside? That's fine. You want extra protection for scratches? That's fine. Bifocals, trifocals? Yeah, they got them too. They've got sport glasses. They've got sunglasses. They got everything you need. They got fashionable glasses, great looking glasses, and inexpensive glasses for people who lose them a lot, like me. Go to thisisaconversationproject.com/Zenni. This is conversations.com/Zenni for Zenni Optical. That's our affiliate link. We get a little bit of cutback for bringing you into the store, but you are going to love them. It costs you nothing extra. Check them out. They'll take good care of you. I promise. They take care of me. They'll take very good care of you. Let's move on to another story. This one, Super Bowl halftime show reaches agreement on dancers. Let me go and we'll go ahead and show you where we pulled that from Yahoo Sports and get you a little bit of love on this. Just ignore the Michaels for a moment. But this is the headline here. The full headline is Super Bowl halftime show producers will stop asking professional dancers to work for free after backlash. I guess I should share that first, so you're not seeing exactly what. There we go. There are the Michaels, and there's the headline. So what's this all about? If you hadn't known, and you probably hadn't because these things don't come up in these things, there are lots and lots of people involved in Super Bowl halftime show. Lots of dancers, lots of people on the field, lots of kids running around with flags because it's always cool. Guess what? They do it for exposure. Ever work for exposure? It kind of sucks. Can't do much with it. You can't sell it. You can't trade it. You can't pay bills with it. And it may or may not give you any actual exposure to anything because there are other people out there just as good or better working for the same exposure. Because of that, and a lot of griping, complaining, the dancers will get paid for being on the field doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl. They pay the cheerleaders, they pay all the other folks out there who are doing their things. They should pay the dancers. Guess what? Going forward, Dr. Dre is paying the dancers. Maybe he doesn't pay other folks. That's between y'all. The dancers, by Pepsi's making sure the dancers are getting paid next halftime show. Now, this is one that we put in here because it was just so outlandish. We basically sacrificed a bunch of other decent stories to talk about Joe Rogan again. So here's the quote. It's strange for people to be called black unless they're 100% African, per Joe Rogan, or technically per Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson. Now, this was not necessarily Joe Rogan in a sense. This was actually more of a deal about dealing with Michael Eric Dyson, of all things. Insider.com is our source of this. BusinessInsider.com is our source of this one. And we're going to flash this one as well with a bit of the picture, the headlines above it, and the quick blurbs on what's going on there. So what happened was there was a big old kerfuffle about the last interview that Joe Rogan had with Jordan Peterson, talking about a whole bunch of nonsense, a lot of weird anti-vaxxing stuff, yada, yada, yada. It goes deeper. These things go for an hour, hour and a half. There's a whole lot of BS to go on in the conversation. And where this article is going to pull, just essentially to pull a different nugget from the craziness that's a Joe Rogan experience, is that in the conversation with Jordan Peterson, who was having a debate apparently with Michael Dyson, Michael Eric Dyson, but apparently in the debate, he referred to him as brown. And there was some kerfuffle about being black. And also Peterson was described as an angry white man and back and forth. And Joe Rogan popped in the fact that, it's kind of weird for people who ain't from Africa to not to be calling themselves black, which makes absolutely no sense. Joe Rogan makes absolutely no sense. None of this makes absolutely no sense. I don't understand a bit of it, but Joe Rogan is pulling millions of dollars from Spotify. And I'm doing this thing in early mornings on my way to work. Life isn't fair, but life is life. I'm happy to have the job I do have. Joe Rogan should be happy to have what he has, because when it does come crashing down, it's going to be painful and entertaining. Quick thought about your mattress, your sleep, what you do to get good rest. I suggest go to thisisaconversationproject.com/bear mattress and get a brand new mattress. And it's a beautiful mattress. It comes in a box that they put in front of your door. The box is yay big. You bring the box inside because it's only yay big. You put it on your bed and you go poof, open it up, and it turns into a full-size mattress. A beautiful mattress. And not just a mattress, a Bear mattress with various different styles of mattress to fit your needs for sleep. Softer, firmer, hybrids. They're all there. They also have plenty of sheets and pillows to accoutrate, which is not a word, your sleep experience. Get a better night's sleep today, or in a few minutes once we're done with this thing. Go to the website, thisisaconversation.com/bear mattress, and you have 365 days to try this bed. But guess what? You're not going to try it. You're going to love it and never want to give it up. Check it out at thisisaconversationproject.com/bear mattress. We get a little kick from this because this is an affiliate link. So thank you so much for checking them out. And you'll thank yourself for getting this brand new mattress and great sleep tomorrow. And the final story to talk about, this is a story that apparently has feminists up in arms, or at least Candace Owens up in arms. Minnie Mouse to rock blue pantsuit designed by Stella McCartney in honor of Women's History Month. This coming from NewYorkDailyNews.com, this particular one. But as I said, Candace Owens made sure you knew this was going to happen because Minnie Mouse has given up her rights to something, and she's extra woke or something. This is big news because Stella McCartney, hey, pantsuit, hey. But this is really, really interesting. This is big. This is 2022, and there's a whole lot of weirdness that we need to kind of shuffle off from the past. Joe Rogan notwithstanding, what's the deal about Minnie Mouse, having a pantsuit? People love pantsuits. Women love pantsuits. Men love pantsuits. Hillary Clinton, big fan of the pantsuit. So let's do something cool. Let's do something interesting. And for Women's History Month, let's do something iconic. Put an iconic image. She's not a woman. She's a mouse. And dress her up to kind of stand up to the times. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't think JJ is going to mind that Minnie's got a pantsuit on. I think she's just going to say, cool, Minnie Mouse is on TV. That's all she's really worried about. Now, one thing we do, and we offer up 5 stories that we've done in the past. We also offer up a story coming up. The explanation on how this works is what we do is we pull out stories from the feed. The feed is on a Twitter feed and Facebook feed, and we give you a chance to vote them up into the system. This story coming up right now will be coming into view in about 20 minutes or so. It's already loaded in there in our feed to go up. This is a story that broke late last night, and we pulled it out as we prepared for this thing. The headline is going to read, Marvel star Evangeline Lilly says she is against COVID vaccine mandates, admitting she rallied against them. In fact, she was at big time rally a little while back, and people are freaking out. We happen to pull this one from skynews.com, and where it's currently balmy 9 degrees centigrade. But this is something that has various sources all over the place, and we like to pull different sources. And so this is all over the world, including here in the States. The big question right now, which we will, I guess, get an answer from, Evangeline Lilly, who is, of course, a star of the Marvel movies as the Wasp in Ant-Man and the Wasp. We'll see how this works out. We'll see what happens in this one, the new Ant-Man movie coming out in about 6 months or so. So we'll see how they deal with that. Marvel, not so happy with their stars, and Disney particularly not happy with their stars who go on the wild side of things. People are allowed to have their opinions, but sometimes in the polarization of stuff, they just want to sell tickets, and so they want everybody happy. So they don't want people to say the crazy things out loud. She literally said the crazy things out loud. Not the first time she said the crazy things out loud, but that is what case is here. So you get a chance to tell us what you think about that one, and tell us if we're actually talking about this on Monday, because we take off the weekends, and on Monday we talk about everything going from Friday-ish to Monday morning-ish. How can you do more stuff for us? Because it's really all about me. For things you might have heard, it is all part of something called the Conversation Project, a larger part or smaller part of the More Better Media stuff. Go to thisistheconversationproject.com and check out what's going on with the Conversation Project. We're trying to bring more conversational news stories to the forefront and have more people have more conversations around the world on great things. You can also go to buymeacoffee.com/jcliffandpayne, and you can buy me coffee. You send donations for $3-4 a cup of coffee, and for that donation, I get up early morning, I drink a cup of coffee, I groom this somewhat untamed beard. We're working on that, and we're when we keep the lights on, we pay the bills for these type of programs. And to make the things happen, so that we can make the things happen, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook.com/thisistheconversation and Twitter.com/th_conversation. When you go to those sites and you follow us on those feeds, you will see the news stories we post, just like the Evangeline Lilly story to my right, we post every 50 minutes, and you can engage them as you check your feed. Like them, love them, hate them, share them. The more you engage with a story, the higher the score it gets. And then the score at the top, we take, at this point, for things you might have heard, we take the top 15 stories of the day. We post about 30 to 32 within a period of 24 to 30 hours. we take the top 15 of those and we look for the ones that make the better narrative, that are the less mainstream, if you will, the more interesting stories that aren't getting all big headlines on the big TV. This is a departure from the former thing, the 8 things to talk about, because then we just talk about literally the 8 things you said to talk about. This makes it a little more interesting, a little more fun for me, because I get a chance to play a bit of news director. But as we said, we know we are not your main source of news. We are the ones you go to when the ones you go to don't make you happy. We try to do that to make you happy. We just want a little bit of love. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for this morning. I am Jay Cleveland Payne, and this has been Things You Might Have Heard, may not have heard, maybe heard them, maybe didn't, for Friday, January 28th, 2022. We'll turn back on Monday with things you might not have heard for the full weekend, going from today to Monday morning. And you can help us out by just going to our website or following us on our feeds and let us know what stories are the biggest, the bestest, the brightest, the unbrightest, and the weirdest. As you see in the top corner, you can follow a conversation on Twitter, th_conversation, and follow me on the social medias at J Cleveland Payne. Thank you so much. Love you so much. Love you for the coffee. Love you for the love. Send comments, send questions, send what you need. Send cash. We love cash. And we'll do this again come Monday morning.